Today we're going to be starting off with a double chain base, and then we're going to be working in the round, and you can use this to make pot holders, coasters, or the base of baskets if you're using bigger gauge thread or bigger gauge textile fabrics or yarns or whatever medium you happen to be working with. So if you notice, if you don't know how to do the double chain crochet, go back and watch my previous video on how to do that. What we're going to be looking for is, I always start out with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is the 7th. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work on a single crochet in this first chain here. So single crochet in this first chain, and then we're going to be just working singles all the way through until that last one. Now in this last chain, we're going to be working 3 single crochets into that same hole here, to that same chain. 1, 2, and 3. So as you notice, what it starts to do is it starts to make a corner and curve. So now we're just going to be working around and around. We're not going to be flipping it and doing a row. The rows go around in a circle, and you're just going to keep turning it like that. Now, depending on what kind of yarn you're doing or how big you want it, I am going to do another 3 single crochets in this chain here. This is the one that we were just in, that we just did 3, so the hole got a little bit bigger. But we're going to be working in this one right here. So that's 3, so that turned the corner really nice, made a nice little beveled round edge. And now we're just going to be working singles until the end of this side. This is where we first started. So now that we have an actual single crochet stitch instead of a chain, now we can start to see that this is the stitch that we need to be going in. We're not going in like that through a back loop or anything. This is the actual chain stitch. So we're going to be going in right through there. These are all single crochets. And your pattern should lay nice and flat like this. If it's starting to curl up on the edges, that means your tension is too tight. So just loosen up, or you may want to use a bigger yarn needle or crochet hook. So I want to be able to take a nice rounded corner, so I'm going to add a second single crochet in that same stitch and see how it turns. Some patterns will call for another 3, but this is turning nicely, and you can see how it's already kind of intruding upon the space of this stitch already. So we're only going to do 2 in that one, and now let's go ahead and do 2 in this next one to take the corner here. Yep, it needs a second one because it's a little lagging behind now. So it needs that extra stitch to make the corner. So now we can continue to do singles in every single one of these. But you can continue to do this and it turns into a nice oval shape. If you want more of a rounded shape, you don't have to go the 7. You might want to go with like 4 or 3 and work your way around in the same type of manner. Only you'll have to just increase a little bit to take the corner if you're going like a shorter circle pattern instead of an oval like this is. And so that is how you work your way in around. So, and if when you want to stop, what you do, like if I wanted this to be just like an embellishment for a hat or something like that, I would actually just start doing slip stitches all the way around, because that would close it in so it doesn't have this height here. So I would be just working slip stitches in one of these and then wait till I get a corner and then close it off and do your finishing techniques there. That's how I actually did the other one. And I would, you know, do a slip stitch all the way around until it looks even, and that gives a nice finish. And you don't have to go into the whole stitch. You could actually just do those, unless you want it really thick on the edges, you could just go through the one loop instead of an entire stitch. Like that would be through an entire stitch. You don't have to do that. You could just, you know, slip stitch like that, or you could just go in through the front loop if you wanted more of a ridge, or you go in the back loop if you wanted to hide it. So let me just show you what that would look like. Remember, slip stitches is just inserting your hook without yarning over, grabbing and pulling it all the way through. That's your slip stitch. If you remember, watch the other videos if you don't. God only knows there's enough crochet videos out there. If you don't like mine, there's plenty of them out there. So you see what that does? It gives it more of a finished look, but it pulls in closer so you don't end up with that height of another row going around. So that's how you would finish that if you wanted it to be small like this. If you wanted to continue going and do like a dinner mat or something like that, or maybe a tiny little rug like for a computer desk or something, then you would just continue to do the single crochets. And remember to increase by, when you take that corner, by doing more than one single crochet. But I think you get the hint. I think you get the gist of it. So good luck with that. Practice it. It's a great way to start bases of anything, and happy crocheting. You have a great day.